Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of the Bachelorette Desiree.
Desiree! Alright, so it's a road trip this week.
Trip?
A plane trip. When they say road trip, they just mean you're going somewhere.
Right. But you confuse. Okay, so they're taking a plane to Atlantic City. This is a good way to find out if any of the guys are on the do not fly list. Smart move.
And they were not on the do not fly list because they all made it there. So the first date was a one-on-one and it went to Brad, and the first thing out of our mouth was,
who are you?
I mean, we know he's got the kid Maddox, but it's like,
they didn't really show him that much.
He's so vanilla. I mean, what do we know about him?
Well,
nothing.
The date card said, let our love shine through.
So they went down to the old boardwalk, went on some rides.
Had some saltwater taffy.
This is not the time of year that you go to Atlantic City because there was like no one there because it's too freaking cold. You can't go in the water. Nobody's doing touristy things because it's a summer place. Yeah, but everybody was in the casinos apparently because nobody was out on the boardwalk.
Then they went into this like candy factory thing.
Saltwater taffy.
I said that. And they had chocolate pretzels hot off of the thing.
Yeah, she's like, I smell chocolate. Let's go find it. So she goes running around. She goes busting into this room without any protective gear.
I'm sure they were like, yeah, go in.
Her freaking germs flying everywhere. And she ended up having a shark mouth. Because it was still wet.
They ate the chocolate pretzels before they were dry.
Yeah. So then they have a little fire outside on the beach while sitting inside a giant sandcastle. While sitting in front of a giant sandcastle.
That must have taken forever to make.
I know, and they're probably ruining it.
I don't know.
So they have a little dinner. Oh my god, he's so boring. And he mumbles. So he's a low talker. I hate that.
That's a rough combination.
I hate. And yeah, they go to the lighthouse nearby. They
go all the way up.
Just to let him down.
She's like, I can't give you the rose. I'm sorry.
Get out. He had to walk down alone. What happened to her? Did she jump off?
Well, she wasn't going to walk down with him. That's awkward.
The whole thing was just awkward.
You got to wait a few minutes.
Don't let us see us leaving together. Meet me in the dumpster.
All right. Let's talk about the group date.
All right. So they met up at Boardwalk Hall. And Ms. America was there.
With Chris Harrison.
What? Are they dating? No. Alright, so she's there to explain we're going to do a Mr. America pageant.
Yes.
We're going to do a little page.
They had a pageant coach there to work with them.
Fabulous.
He was
Walk
great.
this way.
So for this competition, they were doing talent, interview, and swimsuits.
AKA banana hammocks for some that wanted to be embarrassed. Or that didn't want to be embarrassed.
Some were like, I'm not doing it.
Let me just say, out of the banana hammocks, 2 stuffed, 1 Pablo did not.
No! Why were you looking?
I couldn't help.
Okay, well, as a special treat, there was a live audience for the pageant.
So some of the question highlights, well, one of the question highlights, I think it was Mikey who was like, we cry inside.
It's not all about looking at our bodies and stuff, which I thought was funny because then for talent, he was like strutting around.
Yeah.
Doing like a...
Check out my pecs. Welcome
like
to the gun show.
Routine thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I hate when guys do that. I absolutely hate that. It makes me want to punch him in the face.
Yep.
So then crazy mofo Zach, who is our absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. He had the best talent.
He was actually pretty decent.
He was decent.
He was singing, accompanied himself on the guitar.
A song that he wrote himself. Pretty cool. Alright, so let's get to the winners here. It's crowning time.
Who's gonna pull for a higher title?
No one. Alright, second runner-up was Brooks, because he's the baby vampire. First runner-up, Zach W. What? Come on, he should have won. I can't believe Casey won. Why?
That tap thing was stupid. He room tapped against
it. Was ridiculously stupid. Alright, so it doesn't mean he got the rose though, which was good.
So the date continued with a pool party, and Chris decided to share a poem that he wrote.
I hate that. That is so awkward. You have to look like you're interested. Oh, that was so good.
It's the same thing when people are like, oh, let me pull out my guitar. And play
Like
this
when
for you."
Zach pulled out his guitar and did the rest of the song.
I mean, it's a nice gesture, but it's so awkward.
I hate that. I mean, it was okay during the show because everybody was there, but when it's one-on-one...
No, when it's one-on-one, it's like, hey.
So Zach got the rose. It's all good because that's what we wanted. Because we want to keep him hanging around as long as
He's
possible.
hilarious.
I love him. I love his reaction faces.
He's always like,
Wouldn't that be cool if that was the thumbnail? All right, so James got the last date this week. He's the only F-nut left.
Yep.
One-on-one date, which was a helicopter tour of the devastation of Hurricane Sandy. Pretty romantic. Not.
when you do things like that, I think it really bonds people.
I think so too.
But
But this even bonded them even more. They went and met a couple whose house was destroyed by the hurricane, Manny and Janet, and they kept calling her Jan. And my name is Janet, and when people call me Jan, sometimes it really pisses me off.
Jan,
Like my mother.
I just have to ask, like, where are they originally from? Because those was some wacky accents.
Yeah, it was. So they felt really bad for them. They were like, we have so much. We want to give. So they gave them the rest of the date.
Like
Kind
a
of.
dinner in Atlantic City, and then we'll get there.
Right. It was nice. The guy, it was his first time in a limousine. When they whipped out the wedding album that the Red Cross had restored for them, it was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Especially the afro that the guy had in the original pictures.
They had to evacuate their house on their anniversary,
Yeah.
so this was kind of like a makeup for that anniversary.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back to the real date. Spaghetti dinner and some dive. Chatty Cathy won't shut up, won't let her talk.
And he's spilling his
Spilled his guts. I'm a cheater. I cheated on my girlfriend of 5 whatever years.
I don't like that.
She was like,
Thanks for being honest.
yeah, exactly. She didn't let him go just then, but you know it's coming. Because no one likes that. No one likes a cheater. So then they join up Manny and Janette for the rest of the date.
Yep, so they still got to kind of enjoy
The private
end.
concert by Darius Rucker, a.k.a. Hootie. He hates being called that, so make sure you leave him a nice comment.
I'm sure
All
he's
right.
gonna watch this.
No, I mean on his
Okay.
website or whatever. All right, so James gets the rose because she couldn't not give him the rose. She couldn't.
No.
After he was honest. You can't punish someone for being honest this week. All right, so it's time for the cocktail party.
Uh-oh, Bryden's like, I don't know if I want to be here anymore.
Because I sense I may be going home.
Yeah.
So I'm going to break up with her before she breaks up with me.
Yeah, so he basically said that him staying or not depended on his conversation with her at the cocktail party, and she basically said, like, you're staying.
Yeah.
So.
But there was no shortage of creepy editing, slowed down, and all that kind of stuff. Ugh.
Yeah.
So who's going home? Why, it's uncool, Zach.
Oh, we hardly knew him.
Well, he was pretty shocked. I wasn't. I had a feeling it was going
He
to be
didn't
him.
get much airtime, so he
No.
couldn't have been that close with her.
What's the next stop?
It's Munich, Germany.
Oh my God, they love me there. All right, so they're going to Germany. Plenty of lederhosen, unwashed pretzels, and beer.
Castles.
I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of I hate Loof. All right, so the little snippet at the end was runway time with the page coach.
Yep.
Pretty funny, big deal. Okay, till next week.
Much love.